this is Michael Bosey. Thanks for joining me on today's podcast, Marketing Without the Marketing. Today I would like to talk about a phrase that gets under my skin. How often do you hear this phrase, what the world doesn't need is, and then you fill in the blank. What the world doesn't need is another book about X, or what the world doesn't need is another product that does Y, or what the world doesn't need is a new app that does Z. What the world doesn't need. I mean, that's crazy. This really bothers me because I think actually each of these things is precisely what the world needs, right? If we're going to innovate, innovation takes constant iteration. It doesn't have to come from one person or one company. No one owns the right to innovate. In point of fact, innovation often comes from incremental improvements to a particular product class, right? So are you really saying that we already have the best book on the topic, the best product, the best app that will ever be possible? I mean, that's crazy, right? Well, scientists get it. I mean, this is what their world is all about, right? Think about this. Things that were long held as scientific truths have been refuted time and time again, or better yet, actually reimagined, right? So think back to like Kepler's time. People were probably saying the same thing. We don't need another model of the universe. We have this perfectly good one from Copernicus, right? It works just fine. Everything, all the planets revolve around the Earth. It's great. It works. So what the world doesn't need is another model of the universe. And I'm sure that there are countless examples of naysayers who thought we had all the answers at that time too. So I think we just want to be careful with that phrase, what the world doesn't need. What this says to me actually is that you are against innovation. If you say that, what the world doesn't need is such and such, you are against innovation. You think that we, right now, in this snapshot in time, have all the answers. And to me, that's almost always a false assumption to make. And you will almost always be wrong. Things can always get better. Things can always improve. Take Facebook, for example, right? Facebook's got 1.5 billion users or close to it. That doesn't mean that we should stop trying to build something better. I mean, do you really think that Facebook got it 100% right? Or that there could be some improvements to social networking in general? I mean, there's a lot of things about Facebook that I don't like, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that you don't like. Why wouldn't you want people to keep working on that? I don't want to just cede that to Facebook just because they're gigantic, because everyone uses it. And in point of fact, it's maybe not a common opinion, but I don't think Facebook's going to last. I think that they're not going to be around. You can laugh all you want now. I don't think that they're going to be around. I think they make too many mistakes. And even though they've tried to become sort of a public utility, there's a lot of things philosophically that I think their philosophy is going to get in the way. Of course, we'll have to watch. We'll see if that plays itself out. And who knows? I mean, there's been some challengers. I mean, no one's toppled them yet. But man, I want people to keep trying. That's for sure. I don't think that they've got it right. There's lots of things that bug me about Facebook. As useful as it can be, we don't want to just give it all to one company. They didn't find the right answer. They were first movers in that space. And there's immense value in getting there first. Carving out a space with a new product, a new service, right? First mover advantage. Really important. But telling people not to innovate, I mean, that's insane. Why would you not want people to try to make better products or improve the ones that we have? I mean, that to me feels like intellectual laziness. It says to me, you're not interested in trying out a new product, so don't bother me with it, right? I'm too lazy to try that, or I'm used to Facebook, to use that persistent example. I don't want to try Elo, or I don't want to try some other network. This is the one that I'm using. It's fine. That's it. And to me, that doesn't say something about, the person who's trying to innovate. It doesn't say something about Facebook. It says something about you, right? If you're saying the world doesn't need something, I mean, this really says more about you than the thing that the world doesn't need. Well, I always say embrace innovation. You're going to get some good stuff. You're going to get some bad stuff. It's my belief that when you push this stuff out into the market, yes, you might, suffer a bad product, bad service, whatever. You might try a new restaurant. You might not like it. You might download a new app. Oh, it's a piece of crap. But you got to encourage people to keep trying. You really want this type of innovation. And look, if you're not the type who's an early adopter, that's fine. It's okay if you don't want to go first. But don't discourage the others just because of fear. Don't get people to, don't try to discourage people from trying to innovate just because it's not for you. I mean, that's not what we need. All right, so I'll leave it there. Sorry to rant a little bit, but that kind of thing bugs me. I want people to innovate. I want people to try new things. I value it quite a bit. And I think we all benefit from it. But thank you so much for listening. Appreciate you staying with me. Appreciate the attention all the time. And as always, keep the questions coming. Love to hear the things that you find interesting, the things that you agree with, the things that you're psyched about, the things that you don't agree with. It's all awesome. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next episode.